Okay, good day everyone. Today we're going to start our presentation and we're going to talk about our own prototype of application called Oberlink from informatics class H. So first, before we jump into our prototype and we discuss about our prototype, we're going to introduce ourselves. First, let me introduce myself. I'm Michel Tahya.
I'm Sayang Sani.
And my name is Nasywa Nadya.
Okay, in this presentation, we're going to talk about the problem about the application, behind the application, the solution that will solve the problem behind the making of the application, the low fidelity prototype design, and the high fidelity prototype design. The first one is the problem. So after conducting interviews with students at uh, Universitas Pembangunan Nasional Veteran Yogyakarta, regarding the difficulties in learning English, we can conclude that there are several points that make it difficult for students to speak English, which are the lack of application of English and in the university, and there is no platform that they can use to learn English with a friend or their society or their community, and the environment is not really supportive for them to use international language, and then sometimes they need place to practice and learn their English with friends or maybe strangers or acquaintances. And then lack of formal spaces of communities in learning English and the universities. And lastly is they only like learning English through movies, videos, or music or podcasts that they like. And for the solution that we will offer for these problems are um, the main media that we're going to use is the mobile phone because for students it is like a mandatory gadget for us, and then to use that platform we're going to offer an application called Oberlink. As can be seen from the name of the application, Oberlink, which is from an Indonesian word, this is an application that focuses on being used as an online-based English learning application. This application will provide a variety of interesting features by combining the usual features on social media with online learning features. So this application is a dual application that can provide an exciting experience for students to learn English, but in the form of social media. And some of the main features provided in the overall applications are story update, sharing stories, group session, community, private community message, auto translation for every text in overall application, library for ebook in English, learning videos, and saved albums. And then next, we're going to talk about the low fidelity prototype design.
So first, we have our login page and sign up page. The login page contains of header, login form, login button, sign up button. And for sign up page, we have back button, header, sign up form, and sign up button. Next is the main menu, contains of several features such as header for search bar and profile user, and story feature, popularity community, learning videos, user library, and switch menu, which has four button for home button, social button, notification button, and save button. And for social page, we have feeders such as header and users community, users friend update, and the switch menu. Next is notification page, contents of header, message button, friend notification button, recommend notification button, notification info, and switch menu. And for the save page, contents of header 2 and cover for and switch menu. For friend update page, contents of username, caption, and for learning video page, contents of the same, which is cover, video title, and the duration. And for group session feeder, contents of header for title and back button, cover, previous button, the title, next button, and description, and also the member list. And for the story feature, it contains a profile picture, username, back button, story info, and send message. And the next is for high fidelity prototype design.
Okay, next is high fidelity prototype design. For this one, we'll go to Figma to see our high fidelity prototype design. So this is the design we made for this obroling application. This is, we have the login area, and this is the page. We also have a story design. We also have podcast player, group chat, and then we have private chat. We have video page. We have library, and also we have notification bar. And for the prototyping, this is the prototyping for the application. Let's go straight to the prototype. So I'm gonna run the design. So the application calls Obroling. And then first we have login page. Before login, we also can sign up. After we fill up the form, we can sign up, and then from the fill up the login page. And then we have login page button. If we click it, it will go straight to the home page, which has first we have story updates, and then we have popular community. We also have learning videos and library for the user library. After that, we have 4 switch menu here. Second, we have social button here. In social button, it includes users community. So this is the community that the user have. And this is the friend update for the user following. For the third button, we have notification. In notification, it's divided into two notification. First is friend notification. In here, you can see this is, for example, for username Grandis, this is like one of users album. And then we also can like story update. We also can following. We also can doing some comment. And then for the second notification is recommended. So this is the information that recommended by the application. For example, if there are new podcasts, the application will giving a notification for the user. After that, we have private message here. We can click one of them. For example, this is the private chat, and because this is an English learning based application, so we also can do a translation. If we click one of the message, you can see there are translation button. If we click it, it will be translated to Indonesian language. And then we go back to the menu. For the fourth menu, we have save menu or library menu. In these features, the user can create her own album or her own file by click add more, and then user also can searching some file that she saved. Okay, for example, I want to click this album, and this is the file that she saved, and then we can do a searching. Okay, and then we go back to the home page. As we can see, this is divided into 3 parts: popular community, learning video, and my library. And there are also a see all button. For example, I want to click this learning video. I want to see what videos in this application. And this is the prototype for this learning video page, just like a YouTube page. It's a vertical scroll. And then we also can do a search title here. And then we go back to the home page. Wait. Wait, the meeting floating. Okay, yeah, terus we can go back to the home page. We can click the library one. This is the same as library button, save button. It will go straight to the save button, save page. And then after that, we also have a story update, just like in Facebook or Instagram. So here, for example, if I click one of my friends, it will be go straight to their story updates. We have a listening to, so we can see what this users is listening to right now. And then if we click next, it will go straight to the next story update. We can share the podcast, and also we can share the information about the podcast. For example, we can share the description or subtitle from the podcast we listening to. And here we have a request to join. So in this application, we also provide a group session, so we can listening to one podcast together in one real time. So if I want to request join, it will go straight to the podcast they listening to. So from the low fidelity before, we can see that it has a cover podcast, and then we have a subtitle or description of the podcast. And we also can see the members for the podcast, and we can do a community chat in this session by clicking this button. So this is the community chat. And then we can go back. And then we go back to home button. Okay. After that, if we go to the social button, this is my community that I joined. If I click one of them, for example, the international one, we can see the members, who is the members in international community. And then we also have schedule. For example, this is learning how to use past tense, so we can make a schedule for the next meeting. And also we have a save menu for a community. So we can save to file in community, so the community can share one file together. Okay, I think that's it. Is there something I forgot? Ada nggak yang ketinggalan? I think that's all. Okay.
Okay.
This is Oh, this is the social media page. So we also can do a translation here. See translation. So this is really helping if we don't know the translate the Indonesian one from the updates for our friends. So we can do a translation. Okay, that's it. We go back to the PPT for the conclusion.
Okay, now after seeing the high fidelity prototype design, we got several feedbacks, and those are about the UI design, but we keep improving on them, and the user experience are also being improvised by us. So in the meantime, it is all being improvised. And then for the conclusion, as we can see, we got some problems earlier for the absence of some environment and the application and the platform, uh, some room for them to express their emotions and their thoughts in English in the international language. But with this application, we can brought them all back in one page, and they can use their time, and they can use their ability, even though they have some limitations in speaking or doing anything in English. But I'm pretty sure with this application will help them in improving their English literacy. This application is English all around. This means that everything that involves in this application is using English. Even though if you're not really good in English, you can still use the translation feature to translate some of them. But um, indirectly, the application will ask you to understand the English, even though you need to translate it afterwards. And then the community is where the people will blend in and people will start chatting to each other. And even as we saw before, some people even get into the same podcast to get in conversation with each other. And then it is also useful for them, and it is good for them to gain more knowledge and broaden their knowledge, because this application has some ebooks, some learning videos, and some podcasts, so that they can use to learn together in a social network. And for the last point is socially fun, because we can share moments through music and podcasts. Earlier, you can see that I share my thoughts on a book, because and it is just like a social media where we can share our interests with other people. And I think that's all for the conclusion. I think that's all for our conclusion about our application prototype. Thank you for your attention, and we hope you have a nice day. Thank you.